Hey everyone, thank you again so much for all the love so far. This channel has grown so much in the last week. I just want to say thank you, and please, if you're watching this, consider subscribing. At 1,000 subs, I will be doing a giveaway. It will be awesome. It's going to be featuring some of my custom cards. And so yeah, please consider subscribing. We are almost there. You guys are the best. Hey, what's up everyone? It's adakai TCG here, and I have two games for you today. The first one's going to be against the black-yellow Luffy. We will be playing this back at 1.5 speed, and so let's get started. I'll be doing the commentary like this. But yeah, so I am going first, and I chose to mulligan. I did want to have my rush, and I wanted to mulligan for my 5-drop kid. I think that card is going to be goated for this matchup, so I played the Zoro out and I passed because I wanted to swing a little bit higher, and I don't want him to swing into it with the Luffy this turn. I'd rather him swing into my life. And so I do play the kid out. I swing using leader ability to get that Dawn ramp, and then I will swing 6 again with the Zoro. I am okay getting this Luffy down to 0 life as quickly as possible. In that, I have a lot of rush cards in this deck, and so I'm going to get him down, and I'm just going to start making him use his hand to counter out of attacks. And so I opt to save the Zoro. It was all the counters in my hand, but again, Kid Killer is active. We summon him out. We're just going to swing 7s at this Luffy now, and hopefully force him to give us quite a few cards. And then lastly, we have the leader swinging. We're gonna Dawn minus, and we're gonna go ahead and swing with our kid blocker as well, just to take another 2 cards out of the leader's hand. Now we're feeling okay. He's at 0 life, but we have 3 bodies on board, and we have the dragon as well. And so I'm gonna be able to swing into this guy consistently, and dragon's gonna let me hit that 9k leader with my leader as well. And so I do opt to play the kid out first. I'm not in a rush. He only has 5 cards, and so what I do is I'll just Dawn up my leader, swing at him with everything I have on him, and I will pass it back to him, just forcing the block up there. So we're still feeling good. We still have 2 dragons. We established a kid blocker as well, and so he's going to be able to Moria play this turn, and he is going to bring back a baby Luffy and a Sabo. The Sabo will KO my Zoro, and he will, the Luffy will KO my Zoro, and he will establish a Sabo blocker and filtering his hands. But we're still not fighting. We still have 3 life. We have plenty of dragons, and so we're just going to swing 11 here, and then I'm going to Punk Gibson and swing for, I believe, 11 again at the Luffy. He does have to counter for it, but he has to give it quite a bit. And we're still feeling pretty good. Still have 2 life left after the Moria swing and 2 dragons in hand. He has no life, and he does another Moria play, bringing out both the Luffy and the Sabo again. But at this point, he only has 2 cards left in hand. We happily take the attack he does to my leader, and then he does concede. And so yeah. Alright, so we have game number 2. I decided to go first, and I am keeping this hand even though it has no counters, but we decided to keep it because it has a ton of rushers, and my game plan is going to be turn my board right. And so I do have the option to summon the Zoro here, but I decided to go with Killer. I do want to just increase the card count in my hand and hopefully grab a counter, but unfortunately I missed, and so we're just going to go swing 6, and we will not use leader ability because I don't want to Dawn minus this early. So he does give me a 2k, and we just pass it over to him. His turn 1, he did get the stage out. Sorry, I didn't get to mention that, but now he's in his 4 Dawn turn. We are a 5 life leader, and we do want to be at 3 life to start becoming a 5k leader again on the attack. And so I don't mind taking these first early hits. We do pull a Punk Rotten, which I will trigger because I want to ramp that Dawn and just have a little bit more Dawn to work with to be aggressive. And so he summons a Rebecca, and Yep. Draws the Luchi from trash and then passes back to me. Now I feel comfortable swinging with Zoro. I should have swung with my leader first, honestly, and then swung 7 with Zoro, but regardless, we do 7-5 and he takes it anyway. He probably wants to keep the cards in his hand, and then we pass it over to him. I don't expect my board to stick at this point. You know, he's at 6 Dawn, he has a stage out, he can easily just Luchi and remove both. Character Luchi, that is, and so we will, if he swings at, most likely going to swing at my leader, I'm okay taking it because, again, I want to be at the 3 life, and I have no counters in hand anyway. And so we will take it. We get the Nami, which is great. It's a Searcher and a 1K if we need it to be. And so he does activate the stage and play out the Luchi to KO both my Killer and my Zoro. Alright, so here, because I ramped, I can go right to the 8 Dawn, which I play the Dragon out. So I swing 7 with my leader. I don't choose leader ability because I'm only at 8 Dawn, and I don't want to go down to 9 on my next turn. I'd rather be at the 10 Dawn, and so I'm swinging 7, and then I'm going to swing 9 with the Dragon, which is a lot of pressure, and then that Dragon being an 8 cost. Even with stage, the Luchi still has to commit some sort of other reduction, or play a higher cost removal to remove him. So now the Luchi's at 2 life. He has a lot of cards in hand, which we do want to chip away at, but we do have a ton of kid killers, and we have the 5-drop Luffy too to kind of close out the game. And so I'm feeling pretty okay at this point. We presented a high cost body in which now he has to figure a way to remove, and I'm just lining up my kid killers, and so he's thinking for a while. So he goes 5 at leader, minusing 1 to my Dragon. I will counter with Nami because I do foresee taking a higher hit from the Luchi here, and so we will take that one. We draw the Bone Clay, but at this point it's too late for him, so that'll just be counter in my hands. He plays out another stage and reduces my Dragon a little bit more, and then plays out the 6-drop Brook to get rid of him. So this next turn, my opponent has 7 cards in hands and 2 life, so I'm just going to keep swinging 7s. And now that I'm at full Dawn, I don't mind utilizing my kid's leader ability to start pressuring even more. So we're going to go 7, 7, and then 9, I believe. And here, if he takes, we're in a great spot. He does choose to take, and so I do have the Luffy to close out the game in case he does block her up with 2 blockers. Otherwise, he still has to deal with my board, and we do have a 2K and a 1K now, so I'm not too worried about him going lethal at this point. He does test me at 7, which I'm thankful I drew the 2K here. We'll counter out of that first attack, and now we're safe from lethal at this point because Black typically doesn't run any rush cards, and so him having 2 attacks left and me having 2 life means this turn I most likely won't die. Only exception to that is if they are running the spice tech of the rush Luchi rather, in which case that would be 3 attacks. But it does take quite a bit of Dawn investment, and then, yeah, even then, not too many Luchis are actually running that. So he finally swings. He swings a leader, reducing my kid, and then I will take that hit. I got another 2K. He plays a Spandam. And then he drew a Spandine. He reduces one of my kids further, so that's at 1 cost now. So one kid's at 4 cost and the other one's at 1 cost. He then attaches 1 Dawn to Brook, or attaches more, and then he's going to swing into my leader. I will take it because that's the last attack he can do. He plays out a Suru, then a Rebecca. Suru reduces the other kid, and then he's able to do the Spandine Luchi loop to knock out both of my kid killers. And now it's my turn. I just dropped a Luffy, Dawn up everything, and then I'm swinging at him, hoping he doesn't have all of the 2Ks left, and we win that game. I would have been fine also dropping the kid killers. Yeah, but thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you next time.